Good evening, everyone. I, Ojasvi Dubey, along with Pranav Gandhi from the Policy Advocacy and Research team of Sarkari School, will be presenting our research paper titled Exploring the Role of Schools in Gender Sensitization, a study of Jammu and Delhi region. We would like to acknowledge the contribution and guidance of our mentor, Ms. Pritika. We would also like to thank our team leaders, research mentors, and fellow researchers for their support and valuable insights. Firstly, Pranav will tell us about the background of the topic.
Good evening. Gender refers to the characteristics of women, men, girls, and boys that are socially constructed. This includes norms, behaviors, and roles associated with being a woman, man, girl, or a boy, as well as a relationship with each other. As a social construct, gender varies from society to society and can change over time. Gender sensitization is the teaching of gender sensitivity and the encouragement of behavior modification through raising awareness of gender equality concerns. In other words, it is the process of making people aware of gender equality and the need to eliminate gender discrimination. Gender spectrum describes a person's gender as the complex interrelationship between three dimensions: body, identity, and social gender. The difference between an individual's the society's psychological against the backdrop of cultural, socio-economic status and geography comes to conflict when individuals challenge gender stereotypes and expected gender roles. Gender sensitization is the process of generating awareness about gender equality and the need to eliminate gender discrimination. Schools form the most important agent of socialization, as a student spends around 12 hours and on an average 4 to 10 hours in schools. Thus, what they learn from school influence their attitude and beliefs throughout their life.
The relevance of topic magnifies when we look at the following indicators. Firstly, India has been ranked 135th out of 146 countries in the World Economic Forum's Gender Gap 2022. Also, as per Trevor Organization's report, 1 in 5 transgender and non-binary youth attempted suicide. These figures are concerning. Secondly, study becomes important because insensitivity and lack of respect toward other genders has been causing alarming rates of horrendous incidents like domestic violence, rapes, and acid attacks. Thirdly, we're still a society where gender notions of roles prevail. Society finds it hard to imagine the men stepping in caretaking roles like that of house husbands. Few years back, public criticized ISRO chief K. Shivan for crying when Chandrayaan 2's Vikram lander could not touch down on the moon's surface. Also, despite 43% of STEM graduates being women, yet only 14% are engaged in STEM-related jobs. Fourthly, many times where gender interacts with cultures and traditions, gender-biased notions prevail, even for the issues like menstrual education. Moving forward, Pranav will be highlighting significance and objectives of the research.
Significance. Just a second. Significance. How teachers, textbooks, and extracurricular activities shape attitudes and shape our attitudes. Stakeholders, especially of Jammu and Delhi region, will be acquainted with the progress of schools in nourishing gender sensitization and how they can effectively deal with their shortcomings so that students grow up into adults who stand up against gender discrimination and embrace all gender identities. The objectives of the study is to explore the role of education via the institutions of school in bringing gender sensitization in the society, and to recommend strategies to make schools more gender sensitized and to lead to a more gender equal and a neutral society.
We also scrutinized literature related to our topic. In the study, Adolescents' Development of Gender Equity Attitudes in India, Megan Landry, Amita Vyas, Gayatri Malhotra, and Natasha Nagaraj identify that gender sensitivity is triggered by four aspects. Other than these, we also reviewed Swivel of Gender Sensitive Assortment by Dr. Divya Kalra and Dr. Abha Sharma, Gender Sensitive Education for a Better World by Exxon Cool and rest mentioned on the slide. Next, Pranav will be telling us about the methodology used in the research.
Methodology. Physical data in the form of surveys and physical on-site interviews was conducted, and secondary data in the form of research papers and report of the government and non-governmental organizations were used. The target population for this research was defined to include college-going students in Delhi and Jammu region between the age of 17 to 22. A random sampling procedure was used for selection of the respondents.
Now, we would also like to highlight some of the findings from our field study. The overall data depicts that schools of Delhi and Jammu region have been moderately performing in the context of gender sensitization and thus need a boost in certain areas. Respondents revealed that there is equal representation of male and female teachers, but almost no teacher representing non binary genders. In Jammu, 57.14%, and in Delhi, 61.82% of respondents revealed that some teachers pass stereotypical comments like boys do not cry and girls should mind their behavior. In the context of initiatives by the school, areas like debates and discussions about legal awareness give satisfactory results, but menstrual awareness workshops still remain underrepresented by boys. As we can see the table on the right, depicting Jammu region, where 34.92% revealed that boys were not allowed in menstrual education sessions, and adding to this, 25.39% of the respondents disclosed that the girls were barred from revealing anything about these sessions to their male counterparts. Table on the left depicts that 38.09% of respondents of the Delhi region revealed that boys were not allowed in the menstrual education sessions. Also, most schools do not have football and cricket team for girls. The status of textbooks is also concerning for both the regions. To work on the shortcomings, India can learn from countries like Finland and Kenya. Kenya has decreased its rape rate by 52% when No Means No worldwide organization started giving self-defense classes to girls and organized Your Moment of Truth session for boys. Boys who earlier justified the rapes found a change in their mentality. Next, Pranam will be highlighting about initiatives of the government.
Initiatives of the government has taken massive initiatives such as right to education, the introduction of the new education policy, and NCRT 2023 reforms to counter gender discrimination in the society and to enhance a more gender sensitized society. The right to education ensures that all students and children in the age group of 6 to 14 get mandatory primary and pre-secondary education for free. New education policy has been focused on including gender sensitized reforms in the society and to include gender neutral languages in textbooks via NCERT 2023 reforms. They have
Considering, yeah.
sorry.
Considering the findings of the research, policy recommendations are suggested for the following objectives. Digital portal for grassroots level implementation of government schemes. As depicted in the chart, in the previous slide, we need to design a portal for students, something similar like e-commerce websites like Amazon. For example, students must be able to sort the schemes, filter them according to their eligibility, track the status of their applications which they submitted for any scholarship, and there should be a chat box operated by college students who already availed these programs and now can solve the queries of students. For shaping the teacher attitudes, they should be asked to give more gender neutral examples. Monthly teacher to teacher interaction through NGOs need to be organized where teachers discuss and debate their ideas with each other through fun games and sessions. This will help to change the perception of teachers. Government should also reserve teaching jobs for non binary people, and each should have at least two such teachers. For combating the gender gap in the STEM stream and sports, the government should make it mandatory for all government and private schools to organize interactions with women in STEM. Parents should also be invited to gender sensitivity workshops, and compulsory inclusion of boys should be there in menstrual education sessions. For eliminating the gender based bullying, counseling sessions should be promoted, and almost all the government schools should recruit counselors. Reforming educational materials requires that the textbooks should be revised to include the gender neutral language. Now, I would like to call attention to some of the limitations of our research where future researchers can work upon. Future researchers can include a sample of respondents from the non binary genders, and they can also observe classrooms of 6 to 10-year-old students for a comprehensive study. Now, Pranav will conclude the topic.
Previous research gives us an idea that the role of school is paramount in molding the perception of students at an early age. Education lays and strengthens the foundation of a gender sensitized society. Gender sensitization is very important to mold the perception of students at an early age, thus laying the foundation of a gender sensitive population. The government of India has taken many initiatives such as RTE, NEP 2020, etc., which aims at enhancing the status and the position of women in the society and ensuring that they get equal representation in workplaces. There have been noticeable efforts directed towards changing the current social scenario in the society, which is biased towards other genders and which leads to their marginalization, alienation, and reduces them to second class citizens. After thorough research, it was observed that those schools aren't gender biased, but they are not taking accurate steps to ensure gender equality in their learning environment. It was also found out that teachers who are entrusted with bringing about a change in their perceptions are not really making their job. Schools need to take progressive and much needed measures to enhance the participation of STEM subjects among girls. Surveys indicate that the number of girls taking up STEM subjects for their higher studies are far less than that of boys, and the schools are not taking any steps to bring a change in this scenario. The responses to the survey indicated that boys are not encouraged to talk about menstrual hygiene in educational spaces and at homes. Though, with the coming of social media, the awareness about issues earlier believed to be only concerned with women is increasing, but its reach has been limited. Hence, it is imperative that educational institutes should encourage and educate boys equally about menstrual hygiene as girls. Inclusion of parents to promote gender sensitization is another significant way to instill such values at an early age. As education plays a crucial role in the overall development of a person, it is necessary that the books used to impart education are revised for gender neutral language and to develop a positive attitude among children from a young age. Thank you.